Hi, and welcome back to Eddie's Bedtime Story, where we're reading The Next. I just want to say welcome to any new Instagram followers. This is very exciting. You have probably the same taste, maybe, that I do. In books that are so bad, they're good. Well, this one fits the bill. And as we go through this book, by the time you get to the end, you'll be like me and wonder, what the hell just happened? But today we're going to focus on Molly and then Kate in two short chapters. Let's start with Molly right off the bat. I'm no honey bunch to get along with, as you can no doubt tell, but Jesus, I wouldn't do what Kate did if they hung me over live coals and chewed on the rope. I mean, there are limits, aren't there? There's got to be some point where you say to yourself, hold it, this is too much. Screw this. You may have noticed the Daffodil Sisters have some mouths on them. I got it from Kate. She used to give me lessons when we were kids. We'd sit on Ma's old bed and she'd say, today, sister dear, we're going to learn all the B's. They include, please pay attention, bitch, bastard, son of a bitch, bullshit, barf, bang, in the sexual connotation, and the ever-popular buns. I was a quick study. By the time I was 6, I could hand it out with the best of them. When Charles was about 7, I took him out to Fire Island for a week to stay with a friend of mine. All right, a boyfriend of mine. It was about midnight, and this guy and I were in the sack doing it, with him competing for the world's title of dirtiest talker. Hey, quiet down, I got a kid in the next room. He's been asleep for hours. Come here, you. Never mind what he called me. It wasn't cutie pie. Anyway, he was also after the title of slowest comer, a real schmuck, so we finished off somewhere in the wee hours. With my last ounce of strength, I reached over for a cigarette on the night table, but couldn't find the pack. So I turned on the light, and guess what I saw? Sitting over in the corner, wide awake, having listened to and watched the whole damn scene. You got it, little Chuck, the pride of Troop 69. Look, I'm not proud of it. To be honest, I packed up the next day, and we made a beeline back to town, leaving Loverboy on the deck, practicing his obscenities. But what kind of kid would do a thing like that? I mean, I don't buy that primal scene trauma junk, but to sit there calmly in the dark and watch his mother get her brain screwed out? Normal, it ain't. I don't know, maybe that had something to do with what happened this summer. Maybe I'm the one to blame. Christ. Moving on to Kate. As I sat there in the darkness, in Father's old Queen Anne wing chair, possibly the most uncomfortable seat in the world, Charles crept into the room, startling me. Jesus, Charles, call for something when you come into a dark room. You scared me. Sorry, what are you doing in the dark? Just thinking. Charles, are you happy here in this house? Sure. I mean, I know it's kind of lonely. It's not lonely, you're here. Yes, but your friends. I don't have any. He moved through the darkness and sat on the floor in front of me. What do you mean you don't have any? You have lots of friends in the city, don't you? No. Why not? I don't know. Kids don't like me, I guess. He rested his hand on my knee. I felt a wave of sympathy for him and put my hand on top of his. Why not? I asked. 'Cause I don't like 'em. I'd rather be with grown-ups. Well, what about your friend down the road? You like her, don't you? No, I don't play with her anymore. I've noticed. How come? Don't know. I became aware that he was gently squeezing my knee. I removed his hand and held it in mine. Listen, old buddy, I think part of what's bothering you is probably that you miss your mother. How about we go into town and pay her a visit? Nothing's bothering me. Okay, if that's the way you want it, but what do you say? Day after tomorrow. What about it? Shall we go into New York? What for? I became impatient and released his hand. What do you mean, what for? To collect dog shit. Forget I said that. To visit your mother, Charles. Oh, he said noncommittally. Do we have to? Yes, I do think we have to. Why? Because, old chap, being stuck out here in the boondocks with your aging aunt is no real vacation for you. I think you'd feel better if you saw your mother, and I think she'd feel better if she saw you. That's why, day after tomorrow, we're packing it all in the family Model T and tooting off to town. Let's make up our minds tomorrow, he said, getting up and walking to the door quickly. Our minds? Since when did this become a democracy? We'll discuss it tomorrow, he said rather grandly, and disappeared into the darkness of the hall. I sat there for a while, trying desperately to remember what I was like when I was 10. No, Charles was assuredly another breed. And that's it. Till next time. This is Eddie's Bad Time Story. We'll see you next time.